Hey guys, and welcome back to our yoga class. Welcome back to week 2 of Vacation Bible School. I hope you guys are as excited as I am to get this week started, and what better way to do that than with our yoga. So we're going to go ahead and do our quick little shake. So come to your feet if you aren't already. Find your mat, find your little space that you're going to stay in for these next few moments, and then shake it out. Have some fun, and then when you're ready, come back to your seat, and then we'll do that one more time. So remember, we're finding those sitting bones. So rock side to side, get those hard bones, get those glutes, those butt muscles out from under you. Find those hard bones, and then once you're ready, let the knees fall open and then shake. Maybe take some turns, maybe throw your arms a little crazy, and then remember, once you finish that, take a big inhale. Send out this deep, loud exhale and come to some stillness. See how still you can be for these next few moments. Allow yourself to rest here in our seat. And remember, we're trying to find and create this sort of fun breathing. We're trying to create all of that fun we get when we're shaking. We're trying to create that same feeling inside with our breath. So take a few inhales and exhales. See if with every inhale you can fill yourself up a little bit more. So take a big inhale. Exhale. Send out a big exhale. Maybe close your eyes and just do that a couple times. Take a big inhale. Exhale. Send out a big exhale. And then we're going to let our breath come to a natural pace. So your natural inhale and exhale, no more of those big deep inhales and those big sighing exhales, but instead, see if you can just breathe naturally. And we're going to close our eyes again if you haven't already. And then we're going to breathe together. We're going to take these breaths, our natural breaths, together. So take a big inhale with me. Exhale, send it out. And we're going to do that 3 more times. So on our inhales, we're going to say I am. And then on our exhales together, we're going to say brave. So you ready? So take your inhale, tell yourself I am. Exhale, brave. Inhale, I am. Exhale, brave. One more time. Inhale, I am. Exhale, brave. And then once you finish your 3 and you're ready to reopen your eyes, go ahead and do so and bring your hands to your side and just push yourself up into a standing position. We're going to come into our Tadasana pose. So I'm going to stay facing you all, but why don't you all go ahead and face the front of your mat? All right, so here in our Tadasana, in our mountain pose, we're standing firmly down into our feet. Our arms are by our side and we're standing up nice and tall. See how much space you can find from your shoulders to your hips. So instead of kind of curling forward, finding no space in between our hips, see if you can stand up nice and tall. Imagine a string kind of pulling your head to the ceiling as your arms kind of reach down, as your arms and your hands reach down for the mat below you. So take a big inhale. Exhale, see if you can feel yourself kind of sink into your feet. Imagine your feet are trying to reach for the earth below you. Take a big inhale. Do that one more time. So inhale, exhale, feel your feet sink a little bit deeper into the earth. And then close the eyes for a moment and feel this grounding. Feel this steadiness and feel this strength that you're creating with this foundation of sinking deeper and deeper into the earth. And know that here in our mountain pose, we're able to create and feel strength. And through this strength, we are unshakable. So from this pose, we are now going to move into a forward fold. So taking your hands from your side, take a big inhale and reach them up. Stretch up. See if you can stretch so high that you touch the ceiling. And then exhale, fold. Send your hips back and dive all the way down into the floor, taking your hips high and your chest low, feeling free to bend the knees as much as you need, bringing your hands to the mat, to your shins, maybe just resting them wherever they naturally fall, and exhaling out here completely. So here in our forward fold, in our Uttasana, we're going to rise halfway up. So you're gonna rise your shoulders in line with your hips. You're gonna rise your hands up your shin, and you're gonna shine your heart forward as you just ever so slightly look to the front edge of your mat. And here in our Urdhva Uttasana, in our halfway lift, our halfway forward fold, we're able to prepare our eyes forward so that we can see what is ahead of us. So take one final inhale here. And then exhale, fold back into your forward fold. Plant your hands and step your feet back or jump the feet back into a high plank. And then look back to where your eyes were in our forward fold. So at the front edge of your mat, and then lower all the way down, belly to mat. And then wiggle your hips out wide. Wiggle your toes out wide and come onto the tops of the toes. So instead of tucking the toes, see if you can bring your whole foot down onto your mat. Pull your elbows into your rib cage, and we're going to move into our cobra pose. So on our inhale, we're going to inhale, lift the shoulders, the chest, the belly, neck, and head, keeping the elbows pulling into your rib cage. Feel your imaginary string, pull your heart forward, and take a moment and just notice the sun and feel the sun and allow the sun to come into your eyes. Take a big inhale. Exhale, stay here. And by noticing the sun here in this pose, we are not only welcoming in the sun, but we're welcoming in what this day holds for us. So take one more big inhale, pull your heart forward, exhale, fold. So from this pose here on our belly, we're going to push up, all the way up, tuck the toes, lift the knees, come into that plank, and then send your hips high as you take your gaze back to your toes. So we're coming into our downward facing dog, and I'm just going to adjust myself on my mat a little bit. And just take this moment and rise your hips as high as they can, rise onto your tippy toes, and maybe even bend the knees. And try to imagine you're holding a golf ball under your armpits. So feel that golf ball. See if you can hold it in between your armpits. Find some strength. Push down into your hands. Rise the hips high. Wiggle your hips up to the ceiling. Maybe bend the knees. But keep the heels rising up. So take a big inhale. And then exhale. Sink your left heel into the mat. And inhale. Start to lift that right foot up. Reach that right foot to the ceiling. And then exhale. Start to come. Shoulders over your wrists. Step that right foot in between your hands. And then just ever so slightly lower down onto that left heel. So that foot that's still back behind you, lower down onto that foot. Bend your front knee and rise up. So this is our warrior one, our Virabhadrasana one. Our front knee is bent directly over or a little bit behind our front ankle. We're pulling our left hip forward and our right hip back. So our shoulders, chest, and hips are all facing the wall in front of us. And then on an inhale, reach your hands up. Take a big inhale. Keep sinking into your feet as you reach for the ceiling. See if you can touch your ceiling with your hands. But exhale, sink into your feet. Remember that sinking of feeling our feet kind of reaching for the center of the earth. See if you can create that again. Creating this power pose of reaching for your ceiling and sinking into your feet. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sink. And here, in our Virabhadrasana, in our warrior one, through this power pose, we find focus and strength. And through this strength, stability, and focus, we become brave and know that here, as you inhale, reach, exhale, sink, you are brave. So take one more big inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring your hands all the way down to the mat. And then step your feet back. So step that front foot back to meet the back. Send the hips high. Wiggle your butt up to the ceiling. Sink down through your hands. Exhale, sink that right heel into the mat. And lift your left foot high. And then step it through in between your hands. Lowering that back right heel all the way down onto the mat. Bending your front left knee and rising up. So again, front knee is directly over our back Our front knee is directly over our front ankle. That right hip is pulling forward and pulling back. See if you can get everything from hips to your shoulders to face the wall in front of you. And then inhale, reach up. Exhale, come back to sinking into your feet. Feel yourself sink into your front foot and then down that back foot. Inhale, reach for your ceiling. Exhale, feel the center of the earth below you. Feel your strength. Create your stability as you inhale, reach. Exhale, remember that you are brave. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sink. One more big inhale. Maybe even say that I am. And then exhale as you bring your hands to your mat. Say brave. And then step your front foot back to meet the back. Rise your hips high. Take your gaze to your toe. Wiggle your hips to the ceiling. Last downward facing dog. And then when you're ready, jump, step. Make your way into our forward fold and fold it out here. And then inhale, rise all the way up. Reach up, stretch up. Reach for your ceiling. And then exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Hands resting at heart center, sinking down into your feet, gaze looking forward. Take a moment and just notice. Notice your heartbeat and notice your breath. Notice how you feel and how strong and ready for the day that you feel. Closing the eyes and just taking this moment to remember that we all are brave. And we are brave because God has given us the power to be brave. And He gives it to every single one of us because we all have God and God's light within us. So as we bow our head and say namaste, we honor that we all are brave. And we all have God's light guiding us through our bravery. So namaste.